All the top pilots in the world are here. There's no one else.
I've dreamed of an opportunity like this.
I'm very passionate about racing.
There's bound to be tensions that rise.
We don't back down.
I just have big aspirations to be the fastest in the world.
Put the goggles on, you're inside of the Matrix, and you could do what you can imagine.
Welcome to the DHL Champions Series, fueled by Mountain Dew, the only drone racing series that pits pilots against mythical castles, treacherous mountaintops, and skyscraping towers. 5 teams containing the world's greatest drone racing pilots are battling it out at these gargantuan locations for the chance to be crowned 2018 DHL Champions and win the $50,000 prize. We're halfway through the series, which has seen mid-air collisions, team collusions, and phenomenal aerial battles. Last time round, against the backdrop of Snežnik Castle in Slovenia, FlightONE recorded their second race win and cemented their place at the top of the seasonal points leaderboard. Who will have what it takes to knock Sean Taylor, Alex Vanover, and Thomas Bittmarter off their perch here at race number 4? We've traveled nearly 300 kilometers south, crossed the Croatian border, and arrived here. The monumental Tulove Beams, a barren, dramatic, and unforgiving limestone rock formation over 1,000 meters above sea level.
I definitely like the adrenaline rush of flying in a mountain like this around a bunch of rocks. It's just so cool. We don't get to race in locations like this all the time, but it's going to be really challenging at the same time.
This track almost looks like a freestyle track where you go up, you have massive altitude change, and then you drop down a few hundred feet. It's going to look amazing.
This is so good course and my favorite course.
It's really easy to get lost up there, too. You get up there and it's a completely different perspective than what you're used to.
When you go up and then you start diving, it's almost like your brain is trying to give you that feeling of zero G, where you're weightless. And then you start picking up speed, and then you're like, oh, I'm really going fast now. I better not mess up.
It's almost like 20 seconds of the track is just throttle machine, you just full throttle. And then the last 10 seconds is more like a very technique oriented. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good mix of speed and technique.
We are here on top of the mountain. We are pretty high, and the air is not as thick as on the ground. This is really bad for our batteries because you need to go with more throttle, and your battery will die even faster.
The wind and the rocks of this location are going to make it a big drawback. First off, the wind is going to push you into gates. It's going to be randomized every single time you go through, so there's never going to be consistency. Carbon fiber is pretty strong, but when you're carbon fiber plus rocks at 90+ miles an hour is not a good day for any of these quads.
We have chunks of green, we have a lot of rock. Speeding down the mountain trying to find that triangular gate is going to be a challenge.
Things look like they're coming out of nowhere. Like they jump out at you, and they really do.
I've flown in caves, I've flown around rocks in the past. From experience, it's the worst possible material to crash into besides water. We're going to definitely see some big drone explosions here at this race, people who are going to be pushing hard, making one little mistake. And I know from my personal aspect, if I crash a drone on the rocks, since I'm terribly afraid of snakes, I'm probably just going to say, that's it, I'll pull out the next one.
So here's how the competition works. In a series of 10 heats, each team race each other once, putting forward 2 pilots for every battle. The remaining pilot is in charge of the compulsory pit stop and battery change.
They're calling this course a real battery burner because you're on the throttle 100% for quite a long time. And where we're doing a typical pit stop, one pilot will go 2 laps and the next pilot will go 3 laps before pitting. And a lot of the pilots here are not sure if that second pilot is going to be able to go those 3 laps.
In each heat, the pilot who finishes first wins 10 points for their team. Second place, 8 points, third place, 6 points, and it's 3 points for last. But if you miss a gate or crash out, then it's 0. All of these points will determine where you sit in the race 4 leaderboard. At the end of the 10th and final heat, the top 2 teams will face off in the final. So that's what lies ahead. But before our first 2 teams square off, Adam Kiki from Team Archangel has just finished his practice session, and he's on hand to take us on a guided tour of arguably the world's most demanding drone racing course.
Hi guys, my name is Adam. I'm flying with Team Archangel. We're here in beautiful Croatia on a mountain track. Let me walk you through it. And off we go through the start-finish gate. This is gate up number 1. This is where we start our climb. Full throttle through the first V between the 2 peaks. This is where we punish our batteries. Over the peak, this is where we start our descent. We're diving through the second set of peaks. We're going very fast. The gate looks tiny. It's really hard to see. It really blends in with the environment. If you clip that, your drone is absolutely demolished. Sharp right past the DHL gate, and we go through the backside of the TBS gate. Another sharp left through the DHL gate, and full throttle towards the start-finish gate, and here's our lap.
Well, Adam better keep his goggles close by because Archangel have been drawn to race first against Team Rebel, a team who going into Heat 1 believe they have the psychological edge over their rivals.
I think that the main challenge for this course is going to be the pilot's head game. Corey Ibanez was making some real noise about how much he disapproved of the track. He doesn't like having to search for his gates as much.
What you first thought, seeing this location, it's windy, there's rocks everywhere. Recovery's gonna be a nightmare, and crash is gonna be often. The wind is very gusty, so that's
Just don't crash.
it'll be fun, yeah.
For me, it's not my favorite course of the season. It's really not fun for the pilot side. As the crashes are going to be really, really harsh. We're going to break a lot of stuff. It's just hard rocks everywhere. It's going to be like a 30-minute hike to get some of your quad if it goes down on the far ends of the course.
It scares me personally. Clipping a gate, hitting just about anything on this track equals complete destruction of our drones.
The talking is done and the teams are ready. The man in the commentary box once again is Jack Nichols. Let the race begin.
Thank you, Imi. Archangel versus Rebel. Corey Ibanez and Adam Kickie versus Cooper Groves and Bryce Prestwich as we get ready for this race to get underway. The first heat is go. Away they go on board with Cooper Groves. It was a really quick start from Bryce Prestwich as we come right up to the top of the mountain. On board with Adam Kickie in 3rd place. So we swing round and then start the descent. Through those 2 peaks. Whoa, you can see how windy it is up there. Kickie struggling to just keep it in a straight line. Cooper Groves has now taken the lead. Prestwich drops down to 2nd. Really good stuff from Cooper Groves. And he is pulling away, actually, quite comfortably up in front to start lap 2 of 4. This is with Corey Ibanez. Oh, has to have a turnaround and go again at that gate, does Ibanez. Lap 3 of 4, Bryce Prestwich leading. Groves and Kickie have both made their pit stop. As Groves climbs, really draining the battery until he gets to the top. And then can begin his descent again. He's made his pit stop now, Cooper Groves. As he comes down through the gate. Oh no! Groves is down and the Rebel pilot is out. Oh, just catches a bush, I think, on the way towards that gate. A shake of the head from Cooper, he is out. Final lap for Adam Kickie. He guided us round the course earlier on, and he certainly knows where he's going. Just a couple more gates to go, and he will take victory in the first heat of racing in Croatia. There's the line, and there's the win for Kickie and Archangel. Bryce Prestwich here across the line in 2nd place for the Rebel team. Corey Ibanez in 3rd. So that's 0 points for the DNF for Cooper Groves. Could be costly. Good start for Archangel, and they're with Imi.
Well, here we are, Archangel, and Adam, straight to you. Excellent work. Well done.
Oh my goodness, this was so frustrating. 1, the wind is just moving you around over there, and then 2, we're flying for so long. This is hands down the longest race we've done so far. I think I'm still shaking.
Next up was Team Uvify against NexxBlades and 2 drone racing prodigies, 14-year-old Min Chan Kim and Luke Bannister, who 3 years ago, at the age of just 15, was crowned World Drone Prix champion. However, this race didn't follow the script. Luke could only manage 3rd, and Min Chan spectacularly crashed out. Something that he's never done in the heats before, because Min Chan has recorded an unbelievable 78 points from a maximum 80 points this series. Young Rock's son finished 1st, and Uvify's Travis Ames in 2nd. two pilots who until now had failed to make a big impression on the series. So after 2 heats, 2 teams are tied at the top and 2 teams are tied at the bottom. However, the flawless FlightONE have yet to take to the track. Make sure you don't go anywhere, because coming straight up after the break, we'll be seeing a reigning DR1 champion, Sean Taylor, in action, along with the return of this, the epic Pro Class drone. See you soon. Welcome back to Croatia and race 4 of 6 in the DR1 Champions Series, in which our drone pilots are fighting for the 2018 title and the $50,000 prize. We've got 2 more teams ready to do battle, and it's over to Jack Nichols to take you through the action.
Well, what an interesting one this is going to be. Sean Taylor is ready, he and Alex Vanover for FlightONE, up against Luke Bannister and Mac Poschwald for NexxBlades. 3 races, 3 finals for FlightONE. What can they do here in Croatia? Away they go, up towards the first gate. Mac Poschwald is down. I think he came together with his teammate there. And one of the NexxBlades out already. Alex Vanover in second place. Sean Taylor it is who's leading the way. The wind really playing havoc with these drones as they try and get the turns in. And there goes Luke Bannister past. Bannister up into second place then. Vanover drops to third. Not for long though, Vanover back into second position. Great scrap between those two. Here we are with Vanover as he decides to make his pit stop this time around, as does Luke Bannister for NexxBlades. Change of batteries, all important. As Sean Taylor now comes back down the course, he's going to be the next man to make a pit stop. Bannister is up and away. Impressive stuff from NexxBlade. He came in behind Vanover, who leaves now. No, he doesn't. He rolls over now. Trouble for FlightONE in the pits. And Sean Taylor, as a result, is just having to circle like a holding pattern, waiting for his spot to pit. Vanover finally away. That's cost him so much time. And Sean Taylor so much time as well. Luke Bannister it is who leads the way onto the final lap. Alex Vanover running in third place. Trying to chase down this man, Sean Taylor. Starts his descent for the final time in a comfortable second position. Swings it to the left, then back again to the right. Taylor's out on the final lap. And Luke Bannister, unopposed, wins the heat with Alex Vanover in second place.
So 3 teams are tied at the bottom going into Heat 4, and NexxBlades are sitting pretty at the top. But don't be fooled. They have raced once more than every other team, and there's a long way to go yet.
All right, then here we are with Team FlightONE. Sean, straight to you. Shaky start here.
Yeah, it's I had about a good 15-second lead. Came in the pit, I heard they had problems, so I just went back, turned around, I had to circle for 10, 15 seconds. Came in, and I knew I had a really good lead, but then I heard Luke last lap, and he was about 5 seconds ahead, so I just pinned it, pushed it, catching up to him. The wind caught me on the second to the last gate, and it's racing. You know, I probably should have backed off, but it just stinks because I've been flying that same quad since the very first race, and I think it broke. So.
Well, you see NexxBlades up there. I mean, you want to chase them down. You want to give it a good go.
Luke's my boy. I got to race him. It was a good race.
Next up on track were Rebel and Uvify, two teams that had so far disappointed and were joint bottom of the table. After his surprising crash in Heat 2, Minshan sat this one up, so it was down to Travis and Corey to score highly. But neither of them had any response to Team Rebel, because James brought home 10 points and Bryce 8 points, making it a maximum score of 18 for Rebel, which moved them from joint bottom to joint top. That's how close this competition is heading into Heat 5. The 2018 DHL Champions Series attracts the world's greatest pilots from the US to the UK, as well as Canada, Germany, Poland, Australia, and South Korea. They're a group of pilots that are fierce rivals on the track, but a group who have become close friends off it.
Honestly, I couldn't think of any better pilots or friends to come on this trip with.
You're with a bunch of people who are nerds, who are like you, who come from all different aspects of life, but we all share a passion for drone racing and freestyle.
The countries, the scenery, the activities, it's been phenomenal.
I haven't been to any of the countries so far that we've traveled through, so it's been awesome to check those off my bucket list, be able to say I've been to Croatia and Slovenia and France.
DHL for me is like a life dream. We are having a great time here. It's one of the greatest summers in my entire life.
Flying drones has kind of been a one-track mind for me. If I'm not flying, I'm fixing, or if I'm doing something else, I'm thinking about where I'm gonna go fly next. And for it to lead to something this amazing, it's definitely a lot of hard work that's come to fruition.
We get to bond with each other. We talk a lot about each other's builds and the drone aspects, what we think of the hobby and what we think should change, and it's just a good time. There's people on this trip who I didn't really know very well coming into this, and now we're really great friends, and it's just really exciting.
Heat 5 about to get underway in Croatia. Archangel versus FlightONE. Nicholas Jung and Adam Kiki up against Thomas Bitmatter and Sean Taylor. Neither have had a great start to their day. Away they go. Adam Kiki bursting away as he climbs up to the top of the mountain for the first time. As we go on board now with Sean Taylor. And he is the man who has burst into the lead. Bitmatter in second, Kiki third, Nicholas Jung in fourth. So a good start for FlightONE. Bitmatter, just having to realign there to try and find his way through that first gate. A little bit all over the place there, Bitmatter. That allows Adam Kiki up into second place, and Nicholas Jung has gone past as well. Sean Taylor now pits at the end of lap 1. So Kiki it is, who is out in front, on board with Bitmatter, as Jung makes his pit stop. And there you can see Sean Taylor still in the pits, and Alex Vanover having to run back to try and fix the drone. Not quite sure what's going on there, but Taylor is losing a lot of time. Adam Kiki, meanwhile, is out in front, leading the way. Nicholas Jung gets going, while Sean Taylor is still in the pits.
Sean, go!
And finally, he's away 36 seconds later, and Adam Kiki is already in the pits. So Sean Taylor has lost a lot of time. He's going to be down in 4th place. Lap 3 of 4, Thomas Bitmatter. Can he spot the gate this time around? Yes, he can. Oh, but straight into a tree. Horrible times for Thomas Bitmatter, and he's out of the race. We're on board with Sean Taylor, trying to chase down Adam Kiki in front. As he comes through now to start the final lap. Adam Kiki, meanwhile, is controlling this one out at the front. Still struggling with the wind a little, though. It's not an easy one, and Kiki's lost it out of the lead. Trying to get around the backside of that gate, just clips it a tiny bit, and that means Sean Taylor is promoted into the lead for the win. Nicholas Jung in second place. Look at the frustration for Adam Kiki. And Sean Taylor complaining about the time lost in the pit stop. but he still managed to take the win ahead of Nicholas Jung. No points for Kiki or Bitmatter. And as a result, there's just 2 points separating the top 3 teams in the leaderboard. But Adam Kiki now is with Imi.
All right, Adam, you know what I'm going to go straight into talk about is this crash. Heat 1, you won. Heat 2 for you. Just couldn't make it through.
Yeah, I was in first position too, and you know, just messing it up on the final stretch really hurts. You know, the wind kind of messed me up on that gate. I should have made a turnaround and reline up, and I didn't do that. Clipped it, crashed somewhere out there. We lost first position, we lost points. It really sucks.
So as we just witnessed, races can be turned on their heads in the pits. But what is exactly going through the pilot's head during this pivotal flashpoint in each and every race?
So when I'm doing a pit stop, it's best not to have a lot going through your head, because that's when I start to overthink what I'm doing and my hands start fumbling. It just becomes a mess really fast if you overthink it.
I was always shaking my hands, so I hate pit stop, yeah.
In the heat of the moment, it's really hard to stay calm. The thing about pit stops is if you rush them, they go slower. Because if you make a mistake, you waste far more time than you would have gained doing it slightly faster.
Your adrenaline is pumping. You want to get back in the air, you want to finish the race, but you're depending on somebody else to get the job done for you. You're just waiting. All you can do is just come in,
pull off the strap, unplug the battery.
Your video goes out,
plug battery in, strap.
You know, you're just looking for that drone to stop moving and, you know, get that go sign from your pit guy so you can safely take off without chopping their hands off.
Gotta keep it real simple or else you get jumbled up.
When you have top pilots there, you can't get 5 seconds faster on the track, but you can get 5 seconds faster on the pit stop.
So for the pit stops, we've worked out a new technique which should be able to speed up pit stops a lot. Top secret.
Well, it might not stay a secret for too much longer, because straight after the break, second place NexxBlades will go up against top of the table Rebel. See you soon. This is DR1 Racing, presents the DHL Champions Series, fueled by Mountain Dew. And we have well and truly arrived at race 4, staged around the spellbinding Tulove beams in Croatia. With just 5 heats to go, this is how the table stands. With a place in the final up for grabs for the top 2 teams, next up is a crunch match between bottom of the table Uvify and second from bottom, FlightONE.
Well, there's Min-Cham Kim, the hero of Uvify usually, looking a little nervous after crashing out in Heat 2. He and Travis Ames up against Thomas Bitmatter and Alex Vanover for FlightONE. And away they go. Really quick start from the 2 Uvify guys, and it's Kim ahead of Ames as they make the ascent for the first time. Up towards the sun, swing it round the right-hander, and drop down. Vanover running in 3rd place for FlightONE. Trying to pick out his... Oh, has a couple of goes, finally gets through the gate. No, he doesn't, he's out. Vanover out on lap 1. Had a couple of attempts at finding it. Couldn't thread the needle. Now we're with Travis Ames, who comes into the pits. A bit of smoke there from the FlightONE guys, and that's Thomas Bitmatter. That is not a healthy-looking drone. Min-Cham Kim then, onto his last lap. I'm no engineer, but that is not ideal for Bitmatter's drone. Travis Ames has had to come back to the pits halfway around his lap, so he's rejoining his lap halfway around. So he's in trouble as well. Oh, and he's out as well. Thomas Bitmatter gets going again. Meanwhile, Min-Cham Kim, in this race of attrition, is onto his final lap. We're with him now, and he may well be the only finisher. Again, he's really struggling to make it through these gates. Such a challenging course, but Kim wins. Alex Vanover so frustrated. After a difficult race, he crashed out on lap 1. Here's a look at the results. Only 2 finishers. Min-Cham Kim taking the victory. Thomas Bitmatter did manage to get going again. That puts Uvify to the top, but it's pretty tight throughout. Imi's with the FlightONE guys.
All right, fist pumps for FlightONE, but I have to say, you're usually so dominant, and now you're at the bottom of the table. Alex, what's going on?
I think we're just having a bad day. To be perfectly honest, we've had a lot not go in our favor, number one. Part of it's the wind, our equipment. You know, you're gonna have a bad day. I think overall we're still looking pretty good as far as racing. We're doing everything we can I think the elements are just not in our favor today.
All right, and Alex Vanover, Alex Flamethrower, huh?
Yeah, basically we had a fire in the pit. It was my idea when we decided that we needed to fly for 4 laps and that someone had to do 3 laps consistently, that we had to overcharge the batteries in order to get it finished, or we had to massively slow down. So we wanted to find a fine balance, and I've successfully in the past overcharged batteries, and I didn't even seriously overcharge this battery. Long story short, plugged it in, poof, on fire. I take full responsibility for that one. That's my fault. Luckily, one of their guys crashed. Thomas is still able to pull second. It's not going to be enough points to probably get us in the finals at this race, but it means going into the next heat, we're just going to have a lot of fun and hopefully see some hot laps out here.
What an incredible race, and what is going on with FlightONE? A team that previously looked untouchable. It just goes to show that in DR1, anything can happen.
This has to stop now.
At every location we've raced, our pilots have not only been teaching me all about drone technology, but they've also been helping me hone my flying skills. Sometimes succeeding.
There you go, that's great.
But mostly failing.
We made a lesson.
Here in Croatia, it's the turn of Rebel's Bryce Presswich.
Well, I'm here with Bryce. Bryce, we have been dissecting the drones, but I need you to help us understand a bit more about the goggles, the camera, what you're seeing, the FPV.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the majority of the quadcopter down.
Thank you.
Turning towards the camera, you can kind of think of it as the eye of the drone. And there's a special link between the drone and these goggles. If you look inside, you'll see there's 2 little TV screens. There's one here for each eye. So really what happens is when you put these goggles on, it allows you to feel like you're in the drone and pilot it as though you were sitting in a seat inside the drone. Now, when you're a beginning pilot and you're first learning to fly, it's very advantageous to have that angle be very minimal.
Okay.
But when you get really fast, you bring that angle up. And the reason they do that is when you're getting started, you're not really familiar with the controls. You're not going to be going very fast. But the faster you go, the more the drone is going to tilt forward.
Okay.
And when we're in flight around the track, you'll notice that these drones, sometimes they're almost perfectly vertical. And if the camera were pointed straight down, we wouldn't be able to see the oncoming gates.
Now I want to have a go. How do I set up?
All right, well, first thing you're gonna need is the drone. We'll start with this little guy here because he's pretty harmless.
It's Tiny Whoop.
Yep.
I know this one.
One of the best ways to get started in FPV.
Shoot.
We'll plug your goggles in, they'll have the correct video channel, and then I'm gonna hand you the control.
Whoa. Whoa. There he is.
Very immersive experience.
And now? Oh my gosh, I'm flying.
All right, now drop the throttle a little lower.
So great! Whoa!
Full throttle, full throttle.
Bryce, I've lost visual.
You're
It's
not
in
the
there,
first
isn't it?
person to have crashed into the water.
Thank you. All the pros do it, don't they?
With just 4 heats to go, anything can and will still happen. In Heat 7, Young Roxanne recorded another first-place finish. Mac's third-place finish gave NexxBlades 16 points, and James and Cooper scored 11 for Rebel, keeping them in second place in the table. In Heat 8, Minchan's speed was just too much for Archangel to handle. Nicholas finished second, but both Corey Ibanez and Corey Casaba crashed out, ending any hope Uvify had of reaching the final. Heat 9 pitted the top 2 teams against each other, FlightONE and Rebel. And at last, we saw a glimpse of the real Alex Vanover and Sean Taylor, who romped home in first and second. Although Rebel again put points on the board with third and fourth to keep them in contention for the final. So with just 1 heat to go, this is how the race 4 table stands. Uvify are definitely out, and you'd suspect the same for FlightONE. Rebel is sitting at the top of the table, but Archangel know that a good score will see them through. And NexxBlades just need a pilot to finish third to qualify.
So this is the battle to get into the final. Archangel up against NexxBlades, Corey Ibanez and Adam Kickie up against Luke Bannister and Young Roxanne. A third place will send the NexxBlades through. A first and a second, or a first and a third is what Archangel need. Away they go. And Corey Ibanez immediately with a quick start, but Luke Bannister hasn't actually left. His drone hasn't taken off, and he's out of the race before it's even begun. Adam Kickie it is who's in the lead. We're on board with Young Roxanne in second place, and he goes past Kickie and into the lead. Kiki, whoa, really struggling, trying to pick out that next gate. Loops around to try and make it through a bit more steady, but Young Rock's son flies through there. He's won both of his heats so far, having a really strong performance. He's dominating this one as well in the early stages. Adam Kiki trying to stay with him as Young Rock's son goes up to the top of the mountain again for the second time. Ibanez in the pits. Here we go with Young Rock. Just trying to line up the gate, having to come around and go again. That's going to allow Adam Kiki to get pretty close to him. Ibanez departs from the pits now to start his second lap. Whoa, look how close they are here. Young Rock, then Kiki. Less than a second apart. Kiki can see Young Rock in front of him, and now he decides to pit. Oh, into the rock there. That's a bit of a cruncher, and Young Rock's son is pitted as well. So they came in pretty much together. A second and third isn't enough for Archangel to send them through, so they really need Adam Kiki to beat Young Rock's son here, and away goes son. Kiki's still there, and finally away he goes. So Kiki has managed to take the lead, but Young Rock's son is closing him down on the final lap. And through he goes. Young Rock's son out in front of Adam Kiki now, giving NexxBlades the lead. And that would force Archangel into a race-off for the final position in the final. Kiki's still got one more lap to go. Young Rock's son, it is leading the way. But look, he's actually quite far in front now. Just saw Adam Kiki coming through that second gate. Young Rock's son looks like he's going to make it 3 out of 3 heat wins for he and NexxBlades. What a wonderful performance from Young Rock's son. Kiki in second, Ibanez in third. So that means it'll be a race-off between Rebel and Archangel, but NexxBlades are the winners, and they're with Imi.
Well, NexxBlades, congratulations, and Young Rock coming in first again.
Again, yeah, I got 30 points, yeah.
You like saying that, the Young Rock is back.
Yeah, Young Rock is back on the fire.
Now, Luke, you had a little bit of a trouble taking off there.
Yeah, something randomly failed on my quad. Like, that quad has never been crashed at all. I've got plenty of backup quads, so that quad's going in the bin, and then I'll move on to a new quad.
So with Archangel and Rebel tying for second place, there was only one way to decide this. Both teams were tasked with putting forward just one pilot each to go head-to-head in a 2-lap shootout. Interestingly, Archangel chose Corey, a pilot who stated his dislike for the course, and Rebel chose James, their lowest scoring pilot this race. Over to Jack Nichols for this all-important crunch race.
So, straightforward this one, 2 laps, the winner is in the final. Corey Ibanez for Archangel, James McGee for Rebel, about to do battle. 2 laps around this course. And it begins now. On board with James McGee as he makes his way up the mountain for the first time. Ibanez technically in front, but they are absolutely together as they come up to the top, swing over to the right and start to drop downhill, and James McGee is back in front. Down through gate number 2. There you can see McGee, and Ibanez almost got past him there and does get past him coming out of that gate. Start of lap 2. Ibanez in front, McGee right with him. On board with Ibanez. Keep your eyes to the left, you can just see James McGee up in front, and Ibanez takes a much tighter line around the top of the peak and is back in front, but McGee's coming back at him. And there is McGee. The two right together, but Ibanez crucially in the lead of this one. Coming down towards the final few gates. Ibanez across the line, and it's a win for Archangel. They booked themselves a place in the final. A really close race.
What a battle! There we have it. Our race 4 finalists are NexxBlades and Archangel. But before they square off, it's time for something bigger and noisier to rule over the skies. During this series, our pilots are racing mini quads, but at DR1, we believe the future of drone racing is this, the Pro Class. It weighs 10 pounds, it's 1 meter in diameter, and it flies well over 100 kilometers an hour. Throughout the championship, 2 pilots from the same team have been going head-to-head, with each winner being given the responsibility and honor of representing their team in the upcoming Pro Class final. With 3 teams down, there are 2 teams left to compete. And here at Race 4, it's the turn of FlightONE. Unfortunately for Thomas Bitmarta, it's Sean versus Alex. A battle of 2 pilots from the same team who have both been crowned multi-GP champion.
So here they go, the 2 FlightONE competitors. It's going to be a fascinating fight, this one. And away they go. Sharp start from Alex Vanover. Sean Taylor with him initially, but Vanover has the lead. As you can see, these larger drones, 10 pounds they weigh, making their way up towards the top of the mountain and dropping down again. Likely to be a little bit less affected by the wind that's howling around in Croatia, just because of that extra weight. But Alex Vanover it is who is comfortably leading the way. We're on board with him now. The young man from Texas starts lap 2. This Pro Class, very much the future of DR1 drone racing. Hoping to get these drones in use for next season. As Vanover comes up to the peak and then drops down again. Slightly different course they use as well, because these bigger drones can't quite squeeze through the gates that the smaller drones can. So it's a case of going around them rather than necessarily through them all. As Vanover is leading Sean Taylor and is through the final gate to take the win.
Straight from the off, it was a result that never really looked in doubt. So it's Alex Vanover who will represent his team alongside Bryce, Corey, and Travis. But which remaining pilot will join them in the first ever Pro Class final? NexxBlades are the only team left to race. Find out who in race 5. And coming up straight after the break, it's NexxBlades versus Archangel in our race 4 final.
Since the dawn of man, we've looked to the sky, yearning to soar like the birds, gods, winged beasts, and the angels. Then in 1903, man achieved the power of flight, followed by a line of daring pilots that set out to conquer the skies. And now, you. Introducing the Archangel, a world-class, ready-to-fly racing drone powered by refined FPV components and balanced for all skill levels. From its beginner angle mode to expert acro mode, a true warrior in the skies. The Archangel's sleek design with advanced chip onboard LED lighting leaves no question about its location on the track, giving you the opportunity to crush the competition and take you to victory. Archangel, take flight.
Welcome back to the final showdown of race 4 here in Croatia. We've witnessed some phenomenal aerial battles on our track built over 1,000 meters above sea level, but only one team can leave as champions. Will it be NexxBlades or Archangel?
So in this first final, it's Nicholas Chung and Adam Kiki representing Archangel, Mac Poshvold and Luke Bannister are representing NexxBlades. The 4 drones lined up. And away they go. The one not departing quite so quickly was Luke Bannister, but he does tend to hold back a little in the early stages. Nicholas Chung it is who leads the way, but not for long. Mac Poshvold comes past. Chung in second, Kiki in third, who we're on board with here. Down to this right-hand gate, so hard to pick out, and Kiki has to back around and avoid it. Oh, and he's got in it. Come on. It all goes wrong for Adam Kiki, who had been doing so well on this course earlier, taking a win. But it's Mac Poshvold now who is in the lead. Jung in second, Bannister third. Jung into the pits. Here's a look at it again, and Kiki, well, he just gets caught on the supporting wire. Mac Poshvold now makes his pit stop for NexxBlades. Luke Bannister yet to stop. Nicholas Jung all over the place, just about keeping it pointing the right way. Lap 2 of 4. Jung doing a decent job. His teammate Adam Kiki out of the race. Of course, after that earlier accident, Mac Poshvold making his way up towards the top. And this is Kiki, he's got going again.
After that incredible recovery from Adam, he was able to finish in 4th place, a huge 1 minute 58 behind Mac in 1st place. Nicholas finished 2nd and Luke in 3rd. Meaning that after the first of 3 races, NexxBlades are leading Archangel by 16 points to 11.
Okay, well, here we go. Mac, very fast. Congratulations.
Thank you. What else can I say? I guess the point is to keep calm and just, you know, execute what you should do.
The trouble is, Mac, it's now race 4, and I've never seen you in a final. So I know you're being all casual and cool about it now and making it seem like a simple formula, but quite frankly, it hasn't worked before.
No, yeah, we made a few mistakes on the last 3 races before that. And yeah, I guess we learned on them, and yeah, we improved. We improved our pits as well, so it's all working well.
Adam, you need to talk me through what happened with your race.
Oh my goodness, where do I start? So I got caught in one of the support guide wires for the gates. I was literally spinning around. Then I fell on the ground, and then I did what's called a turtle mode. Well, that's where you actually flip yourself the right side up. Eventually, I was able to take off and complete the remainder of the laps. Nicholas came in 2nd, so that's you know, that's awesome that he followed through. I came in dead last, but at least we finished.
Adam Kiki joined by Corey Ibanez for this 2nd final for Archangel, and they're up against the NexxBlades pair of Mac Poshvold and Young Rock Sun. Final 2 underway. On board we go with Poshvold, who straight away is trying to chase down Ibanez and passing Ibanez as they come up to the top of the mountain. Corey swinging to the right and then starting his descent down towards gate 2, where this man Adam Kiki had troubles earlier. Can he pick it out? No, not quite. Has to go around and go through again. Poshvold leading the way. Ibanez doing a good job in 2nd. Young Rock Sun a little bit out of it in 3rd spot. Into the pits comes Young Rock Sun for NexxBlades. Lap 3 of 4. Corey Ibanez here coming around the left-hander and into the gate. Ibanez retiring from 3rd place.
Unfortunately, Archangel weren't able to recover this time round, and it was again Mac who brought home 10 points for NexxBlades, with teammate Young Rock in 2nd and Adam in 3rd. That result widens the gap between the 2 teams going into the final race, with Archangel now needing both NexxBlades pilots to crash out for them to win the Race 4 title.
So Archangel versus NexxBlades. Corey Ibanez and Nicholas Jung up against Luke Bannister and Young Rock Sun. Surely NexxBlades can see this one over the line, but on a treacherous, windy course, it's not going to be easy. Away they go. Nicholas Jung getting the best start. Corey Ibanez coming with him, but Young Rock Sun immediately up into 2nd place. We're on board with him now as he loops over the peak for the first time and takes the lead. Nails gate 2. That's been giving so many people so much trouble over the course of the day. 3 wins and a 2nd place so far for Young Rock Sun. It's Corey Ibanez in 2nd, Luke Bannister, this man we're on board with now in 3rd place. You can see Ibanez right in front of him. We go on board with Ibanez. Is Bannister going to appear and take that 2nd spot away? Such a long way up to the top of this peak, isn't it? Swings it over, down to the right, and down towards gate 2 once more. Nicholas Jung has pitted. Luke Bannister into the pits as Young Rock Sun starts his final lap. Absolutely dominating this one for NexxBlades. His teammate not really getting involved in the fight. Looks as though Archangel are going to finish in second and third, but all NexxBlades needed to do was finish this race to take the win. And here comes Young Rock's son, who's going to go one better than finishing it. He is going to win it. Won 3 heats, second in his first final, and now he wins the final race of the day in Croatia. Victory for NexxBlades in round 4 of the DR1 series.
Well, NexxBlades, congratulations. Young Rock winning again. What is it with you and this rock?
It's my place, my hometown.
It's like you're going to be named after it.
Sorry.
So here's the final standings after race 4. NexxBlades taking the win, 44 points to 31. If only Corey Ibanez hadn't crashed out in the second race, Archangel might have just recorded their first win. Imi is with the disappointed pilots.
Okay, Team Archangel, I can feel it. It is disappointing. Corey, talk me through this race.
Yeah, we had to just kind of hope for the best. We pushed it, they pushed it as well, which is good. We did well in this specific race, but overall we still lost by a couple of points.
Well, you do have another chance because we're going to be having race 5 at the same location. So how are we going to be handling the wind, the light, the rocks? Nicholas.
So definitely the most important thing is to bring the points home. The worst case that can happen to your quad is that you crash, because when you crash you got 0 points. But we all 3 did a great performance today, and I'm pretty sure when we continue racing like this, we will get into the finals again. And maybe we can win this thing.
Maybe you can. Maybe we'll see you in the final again. Well, good luck, guys, and we'll see you in the next race.
Thank you very much.
So NexxBlades' first race win of the series has given them the maximum 5 seasonal points from race 4, moving them up to second. And they're now just 3 points behind FlightONE. Whomever finishes top of the seasonal points leaderboard at the end of the next race will win themselves an automatic bye into the grand final, putting them within touching distance of the series title and the prize of $50,000. The other 4 teams will have to battle it out down the post tower in Bonn to join them. The 5th and final race before the showdown in Germany is a doubleheader. We're staying here in Croatia, but we're flipping the course. The storms came back, accompanied by heavy winds which caused plenty more crashes and emotions to run high. Make sure you join us next time for the all-important penultimate race of the DR1 Champions Series, fueled by Mountain Dew.